wondering about what it means for you not to have Becky, and where how Julie Ertz maybe fits into that puzzle now. Is she strictly a defensive midfielder, or going into a World Cup, is she an option to return to the back line? Thanks.
Yes. First, I want to say we're all gutted for Becky. It's no question that we're gonna miss Becky. We're gonna miss her on the field. We're gonna miss her off the field. And if there is someone that has a relationship connection and someone that wanted Becky on this roster, that's me. But now that's part of sports, and we understand that things like this will happen. So we're very confident in the team that we have, and we're very confident in the abilities of the players that we have on our team that will be able to overcome the deficiency that may occur with Becky's absence. Now, part of it is Julie Ertz, and we know that she has ability to play different positions. We saw her in the 2015 World Cup playing as a center back. We saw her winning a World Cup as well in the U20s. So it is definitely something that is on our mind, and we will be exploring that option.
Excellent. Thanks, Vlatko.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Jonathan Tannenwald, you are up.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Vlatko. I want to continue on that point about center backs with Tierna Davidson and where she ended up just short. And I also want to ask, at the forward position, how do you sort of rate the striker depth chart at the moment? Who backs up Alex with Hatch not being there? Thanks.
Yeah, so first from the center back standpoint, obviously Tierna missed it by a little bit. She's an incredible player, and I have no doubt that she will be back on this team soon and in contention for the roster spot for the next big tournaments. But right now at this moment, we felt like there were other players that fit better in the needs that we may have for this World Cup. Now on the forward position, we're very comfortable with all the forwards. I mean, they're all playing in a really good form, and we're comfortable with their abilities and what they can provide on the field. Alex is a true nine, but also we see that in the league, most of our forwards actually do play as nines, starting with Sophia Smith playing true nine for Portland, Lynn Williams for Gotham, Trinity Rodman plays as a double nine for Washington. Even Elisa had significant minutes as a nine for Angel City. So we're not worried about having someone to step in and do well if needed.
Thank you, sir. To Boston we go, and Frank DeLappa. Go ahead, Frank.
Great, thanks, Aaron. Vlatko, it's a Christy Mewis question. What did you see in Christy when you first brought her into Kansas City, and what does she bring to this team now?
It was easy to bring Christy in Kansas City. She was one of the most prolific young talents at that point coming out of Boston. She was already on the national team. I think at that point, maybe didn't have caps, but she was in the pool. She was in camps. This time, she's a mature player that knows what it takes to be a successful player, that knows what it takes to bring the best out of her teammates. I mean, she has been so selfless when she's in camp and understands her role to a T. I think that one thing that we love about Christy is that when she is on the field, if it's 15 minutes, then we know that we're going to get the best 15-minute player in the world. And she knows that, she understands that, and she executes it very well.
Thanks, Frank. Let's go to Nancy Armour. Go ahead, Nancy.
Hey, Vlatko, thanks for doing this. Wanted to ask you about Savannah DeMello. She's obviously having a terrific season, but she's the first uncapped player since 2003 to make the roster. So I'm wondering what exactly you see in her and how do you go about integrating her into the team? I know she's been in camps, but the fact that she hasn't been on the field yet.
Yeah, so Sev started with us. Actually, we brought her in camp, I believe, in September when we played in Nigeria in Kansas City and in Washington. We brought her in the October camp, and that was the beginning of integrating Sev on the team, just to get her used to the environment, get her used to the coaching staff, and also for us to get used to her and see where she ranks in terms of the other players, or if she has what it takes to be on this team. We're very happy, and one thing that we wanted to see from her is consistency in the upcoming season. Sav did very well and was very consistent. Her performance in the league was one of the biggest reasons why she's on the team, and based on the needs that we have in terms of the opponents and different situations that we may face, we see Sav being very important for us going forward.
Thanks, Nancy. Let's go to Henry Bushnell. Go ahead, Henry.
Thanks, Aaron, and thanks, Vlatko, for doing this. Question about Rose Lavelle. Just what is her injury status right now? You know, was there any concern naming her to the roster, given that she's struggled with this over the past couple months? And what is kind of your plan for her in camp based on that?
Yeah, so the situation with Rose Lavelle right now is not something that we're worried about. We expect Rose to have minutes in our send-off game, and then we'll move on from there and manage the minutes accordingly. We're happy with the players that we have in that position, which is Ashley Sanchez and Sav DeMello, that if needed at certain points of a game or certain games, that we feel comfortable with them stepping in. In fact, I missed a little bit of the previous question. I missed just a little part of the answer. I just wanted to say that with Sav DeMello in the last few weeks, we did an extensive work as well, and part of the reason why is because of the needs that we may have with the minutes that need to be managed for Rose.
Thank you, Henry. Let's go to Jeff Kassouf. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Vlatko. Similarly, wondering with Megan Rapinoe, I mean, we saw her go out early in that recent game. Just wondering if you have an update on her injury status and just also sort of how you expect to utilize her, you know, at the World Cup, assuming, you know, healthy.
Yes, Megan Rapinoe is probably going to have a different role than the last World Cup or the previous two World Cups. She certainly is going to have different types of minutes, but her role, you know, from the leadership standpoint is so important, but also her performance on the field when she's on the field is very valuable for us. She's progressing well from her injury, and she's another one that is expected to have minutes in the send-off game.
Awesome. Let's see who we got next. Let's go to Mike DeCourcy. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm glad you chose me because we can keep the theme the same. I wanted to ask about Mal Swanson, whether there was ever any chance she was going to make it, how close she might have come, and do you have a list of alternatives that you intend to make public if there are any injuries between now and the first kick in New Zealand?
So first with Mel, unfortunately she was not close, and it is something that has been very tough for us. But in the same time, as I said earlier, that if there's a team that has players to replace or depth to replace injured players, that's US Women National Team. So now, in terms of alternatives, we're not going to have any public list or public announcements, but we do have names in place just in case something unwanted happen in the next 30-35 days.
I'll add that the official roster is submitted on July 9th. Teams can make changes until 24 hours before the game, and there's no specific list. You can put anyone on there. So lots of flexibility there. Let's go to John Lupo. Go ahead, John.
Thanks, Aaron. Vlatko, looking at the roster and seeing how much depth you have in up front with Alex and Trinity and Megan and Lynn Williams, who continues to perform at a high level, and Sophia, just talk about how happy you are with all of those options that you have.
Obviously very happy first because we're very well aware of their qualities, but another thing that makes us happy is that they all perform in superb form at the moment in this league. I mean, they're among the top goal scorers, top assists, or top performance for their team. So I think that they're all in a good mental stage, good performance stage, and excited to see how they're gonna do at the world stage.
Let's go to Damian Calhoun. Go ahead, Dame.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Vlatko, a question about Alyssa Thompson. What kind of growth have you seen out of her this season, and what impact do you think she plays at the World Cup?
I mean, Alyssa, what a turn of event for in the last 9 months. If you think about in October she was playing youth soccer, and now in July she will be at the biggest stage in women's soccer, in soccer in general. And we're very excited for her from the moment we saw her in our environment, but also looking back, we have been following Alyssa from the U20 World Cup. She was with our U23s and performed or played in a couple of games in Sweden. And then after that, when we brought her in England, we were very happy to see her in training, but also how she dealt with the pressure in front of 80,000 people. From there on, all we wanted to see is how she's gonna progress going forward, especially if she decided at the moment to go professionally, which she did. For us, Alyssa is a great player. I mean, player with some exceptional skills and exceptional abilities, and we think that she's going to be important for us at the World Cup.
Awesome. Let's go to Seth Bertelny. Go ahead, Seth.
Thanks, Aaron, and thanks for the time, Vlatko. I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about what this World Cup means to you personally, both as your first World Cup as a head coach, and also as a chance to win a trophy after your first major tournament. The Olympics didn't result in your team reaching its ultimate goal.
Yeah, so I mean, it's when we talk about World Cup, I don't think there's an athlete, or actually there is a soccer player or a coach that does not dream of a World Cup. If you're a soccer player, you dream to play in the World Cup. If you're a coach, you dream to coach. So it is a dream come true for me personally. And obviously myself, together with the staff, will do anything possible to help this team make history. We want to do it for the players. We want to do it for the team. We want to do it for the community. We want to do it for this country. We want to do something that has never been done before. And we believe in the quality of the team. We believe in the support that we have, and we think that we have what it takes to make it possible.
Let's go to Lakin Littman. Go ahead, Lakin.
Hey, Vlatko. Have you decided who will replace Becky as captain? I know leadership obviously is not a problem on this team, but curious how you will determine who replaces Becky in that specific role.
The first thing I want to say, Becky will always be our captain. That's how we feel as a staff. That's how the team feels. That's how everybody feels. I mean, Becky is US Women National Team captain. Unfortunately, she will not be able to be with us in the World Cup. And as a staff, we have extensively discussed that, and we haven't talked to the team or the leaders, and I would want to talk to them or announce it to the team before I make it public.
Thank you, Lakin. Let's go to Jenna Tonelli. Go ahead, Jenna.
Hi, Vlatko. Thanks so much for taking the time. I was wondering if you could talk about Lynn Williams' inclusion on this list. Obviously, her first World Cup, and wondering, how much her NWSL performance with Gotham played into this call-up and what we can expect from her on the team this tournament.
Yeah, so Lynn Williams is one of those players that will have a certain role on the team, and we have seen before that when you need Lynn, you can count on her. She will provide. The NWSL certainly has a lot to do with her call-up. She's one of those players that NWSL was more important, but performance in the NWSL was a little bit more important than maybe another group of players. And I don't think it will be surprised. I don't think that Lynn will surprise us in this World Cup when being called upon. We're gonna see a true hard a team player. We're gonna see intensity, power. We're going to see goals from Lynn, and we're going to see hard work and support as well.
Thank you.
Let's go to our old friend, John Powers. Go ahead, John.
Unmuted?
Yep, that was my bad.
Oh,
Go ahead,
good.
John.
Good. Thank you. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Vlatko, over the last several years, countries like Australia, Spain, more recently Ireland, have been able to narrow the gap a bit with the US. What do you think might be accounting for that? More countries seem to be involved now that might not have been earlier.
Yeah, so narrowing the gap, we've heard that for so long. The gap has been narrowed a long time ago. Obviously, there is a reason why US did not win a championship or a world championship for 16 years. The previous staff found a way and was able to push the team forward and to find a way to win the last two World Cups. I think that the gap is about the same with some of those countries. It's our responsibility to find the next step, to find the next 1% to push the team forward and keep this team up front in the next World Cup as well.
Thank you.
Dan Laletta, go ahead.
Say, Vlatko, just reflecting back on when you took the job, I'm sure you didn't have a pandemic built into your, the way that you're going to build this roster. So how did that year that kind of was, not many games and players didn't play a lot, how did that impact your roster and your selection and the process that led you from when you took the job up until, announcing this roster?
Yes, you're correct. I did not have that in my plan or vision, but it did alter. It did force us to alter the plan a little bit and expedite some things after the Olympics. Obviously, we lost a year in the planning. We lost a year in the preparation, but that's why we had to expedite things. We had to expedite minutes, caps for certain players, for certain young players to get them to the point where they need to be.
Thank you.
Theo Lloyd Hughes, you are up.
Hi, Vlatko. Thanks for your time. I wanted to know what you said to the players that didn't make it. How were those conversations when people have been working so hard to make this team? And yeah, what do you say to them? How do you build those relationships too?
Yeah, you know what? As a coach, I've been through a lot of tough moments, a lot of tough things and tough times. And if there is something that was really tough and really hard, that is telling someone that did not make a World Cup roster. I can tell you there is no a harder thing that you can do than tell someone that did not make a roster for the World Cup. You know, if you think about it, when I coach the club team, you know, I tell someone that that is not going to start, yeah, she has a chance to start the next one. If I tell someone that she's getting released, no problem, she's going to go and find another team or play for another team. You tell someone that is not playing on the World Cup or that she's not on the World Cup roster, there is no another World Cup tomorrow. There is not another team that she can go and play on tomorrow. And it's so hard. You cannot explain that, you know, because another thing is you're not telling players that that are not good, that are not going to the World Cup. You're telling some world-class players that are not going to the World Cup. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, but it is tough.
Enough said. Let's go to Sean Gregory. Go ahead, Sean.
Thanks, Aaron. Vlatko, thanks for doing this. Can you, with Trinity, could you just explain what she brings that's unique and different and exciting as a coach to this team this time around?
I mean, ever since she came in the league, we could see the energy and the creativity and the intensity that she brings. I feel like every time when she gets the ball, it's almost like there is a little expectation or something will happen, something will transpire off of it. And she's an exciting player, she's a creative player, and she's someone that we're excited to have on the team. And excited to see her at the world stage.
Thanks.
We have time for a couple more for Vlatko. Let us go to Jason Anderson. Go ahead, Jason.
Hi, Vlatko. Thanks for speaking with us. I remember before the Men's World Cup that you headed out there as part of the scouting group with that team. How did that trip maybe open your eyes for what your preparations are going to look like for the women's national team in the next coming months here?
Yes, first I gotta say I'm very thankful for Greg and his staff for allowing me to be part of the trip and experience that firsthand, because it was important, and that experience for me in some way was inevitable. Just to see to feel the excitement, to feel the pressure and the surroundings. Another thing is this game now with the technology, with internet, moves forward so fast and evolves so fast from year to year, and especially from World Cup to World Cup, that it's very important. It's significant. Like the watching it firsthand or watching it in person is very significant. So I feel like there were things that I learned, or the certain trends that I was able to pick up and learn from that experience that hopefully will help us in preparation for our World Cup.
As we wait for Sophia Smith, we're going to go to a couple more. Matt Plezak. Go ahead, Matt. Plezak. Sorry, buddy.
It's all good. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks,
Yeah.
Vlatko. I wanted to ask about the send-off game against Wales on July 9th. Should we expect you to approach this more as an opportunity to give as many players minutes as possible, or should we expect a team similar to the 11 that will take the field against Vietnam down in New Zealand?
First and foremost, we are gonna try to use this as preparation for the World Cup in different ways, but we will try to get the team that will be as close as possible to the team that will face Vietnam. There will be certain things that we may try to implement that will be in preparation for Game 2. And there'll be certain things that we may try to implement that will be in preparation for Game 3. So I wouldn't say that this is a preparation for Game 1. It's certainly a preparation for the World Cup.
Thank you, sir. Let us go to Andrew Jones. Go ahead, Andrew.
Thank you, Aaron, and love the background right there. Coach, congratulations on naming your World Cup roster. Want to ask you, who provided the reaction from when you told them they were going to make this World Cup team that touched you or stuck out to you the most from getting the good news from you? Thank you.
You know, it's hard to pick one or two because they all received the information in some different ways, but when you see their faces, you can see the emotions. I mean, even someone like Alex Morgan, who has been in this situation so many different times, you can tell that that it touches her, and I think she said that it just never gets old. And someone like Kelly that's done it for 4 times, and she goes, every next one is like my first one, like so. But you know, when you see those emotions, you actually see what it means for these players. I mean, everything that they worked for their whole life literally depends on one phone call at the time, at the moment. Everything is channeled towards one call.